and welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about enjoying imperfection. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good too.
That's excellent.
Yes, I've gone from fleecy pants to sleeveless shirts overnight. So it's nice and warm here in St. Louis.
I did the opposite.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yesterday, hot. Well, it was like 76 or something, but beautiful, beautiful day. Today, I'm in a hoodie.
Oh, wow. We actually turned on the air conditioning yesterday. Big deal at our house. Because we like to wait as long as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we've ever waited this long,
Right.
actually. But yeah.
Wow. Well, why don't you tell us what we're talking about today?
Okay, I will. Today we're talking about enjoying imperfection. I came up with a suggestion for this topic because I saw a Facebook post from a Facebook friend that, I'm going to read it to you, and everyone will hear what I'm talking about. But Deborah Underwood is a friend of mine. We grew up together. Our fathers both worked at Whitman College, and she is a children's book author. She lives in San Francisco, and I'm going to put a link to her website in our show notes because she writes the most amazing children's picture books, and her book, The Quiet Book, is my go-to baby gift. It's just a wonderful, wonderful
nice.
book. Yeah. So she's a fabulous person. So I asked her permission to read this. She lives in I think she lives in a small apartment building. She lives in San Francisco. And during this pandemic, while she's been having all this time at home, she decided to re-landscape the backyard of her little apartment building. And I don't believe she is a gardener. I don't believe she was a gardener. And so,
Yeah.
yeah. So she put down some pavers to create the landscape, and apparently went on Nextdoor to acquire pavers. And she put a picture in her post of the pavers, and this is what she wrote. She said, I may almost have my pathway border. It will be mismatched and imperfect, just like life. But instead of admiring perfectly matched stones, I'll look at them and think, those ones are from the nice professional percussionist around the corner who is out of work now. Those are from the elderly gentleman who waved from the window while I loaded them into my trunk. Those are from the cheery couple who gave me a pair of vinyl gloves because I didn't bring any. That's better than perfect.
Oh,
I know, right?
I just love that so much.
Yeah, so clearly she's a very skillful writer. And but also, yes, that sentiment it made my heart sing because I don't love looking at perfect things that much, actually. So I enjoy the imperfect a lot, and I surround myself with it.
It's so convenient.
Yes. But I thought it was just a really wonderful message that rather than being bothered that things aren't perfect, to actually enjoy the things, the things that you enjoy about them, regardless of their perfection or lack thereof.
Right. And it's such a great thing to remember because it's like what's perceived as imperfection is what gives things character so often.
Exactly. Yeah. Would we,
and it holds the meaning.
Right. We would not want to be in a world of, I would not want to be in a world of supermodels or if everybody looked beautiful all the time, you know? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Not only does it give a character, it gives it contrast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about when in my cartooning class, when we moved from circles, which were supposed to be imperfect, and then the first things we started drawing were animals, like cartoon animals. And the first place I really noticed it was there were these dogs that we were drawing, and the dogs that were the most imperfect were the ones that I liked the most, that had like sort of wonky eyes, or like their nose was off center, or like what the ones I didn't quote unquote right were the ones that were the most charming.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that something? It's true. And that's a wonderful thing about cartoons generally, or I suppose things like stuffed animals, maybe like the loved right. Stuffed animals are the ones with the wonky eyes and so forth. Yeah. When I think about like hand lettering, which I enjoy doing, that's what distinguishes imperfection, is what distinguishes hand lettering from a font. Yeah. Right. So I couldn't possibly create perfect hand lettering anyway, but I don't even want to when I think about it, because then it would just look like a font or handmade anything.
And right. And don't I remember that with the postcards that you do, that they specifically want you to make sure that they look hand done and not look perfect or like a font?
Exactly. They do not want you printing off your postcards on your printer or something. They definitely need to be handwritten. Right. And that is how you know something's handwritten. Or, back in the day, I would get I don't think I get these so much anymore, but like fake handwritten stuff in the mail, like solicitation.
Oh, yeah. It's a letter with a fake with a Post-it note that's supposed to look like it has handwritten on it.
And you compare the E's and the O's and to see if they're the same, and they are. And then they're fake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I looked at the pictures that Deborah had posted on Facebook, which included her pavers, which are mismatched. That's what makes them imperfect. They're different colors and they're not pristine. It made me think of my, I'm using air quotes, garden at my house, where we had a rain garden put in last year through the grant from the Project Clear. And it's now growing, right? It got planted last fall, little plants. And now it's big plants. And it is so far from perfect. So far from perfectly manicured. It's not meant to be perfectly manicured, right? It's kind of wild looking. Right. And I just love that about it. I love it more, I'm sure, than if it were a more formal landscape, which I've never desired. And I go out there and try to ascertain what's an actual weed and what isn't, so that I pull the weed. And in fact, I accidentally pulled a non-weed yesterday. Bummer. But I put it back in. Fingers crossed.
Go give it a drink of water today.
God did that for us last night, so I think we're good.
Oh, good.
But yeah, the imperfectness of it is what makes it really attractive to me. And they did a lovely job, and I'm sure it's symmetrical. I imagine. I don't personally see the symmetry, but it's professionally done and all. But yeah, I've always liked wildflowers more than rose gardens. Actually, I don't love rose gardens when they're planted in a line.
Right. Yeah, I totally get that. It's funny because we have rose gardens in our neighborhood, and I like to go look at the roses, but I don't, and I like to stand far back from the garden so you can see everything, so it looks like masses of roses, but I don't like how they're planted in rows, like you said. Like it doesn't do anything for me.
Right. Yeah, and I used to work at a botanical garden, so I was there for 6 years, so I got to walk among various gardens. The Missouri Botanical Garden has lots of different gardens in it. Have you been there, Shannon? I forget. Did we ever go there?
I don't think we did
That's
go
weird.
there.
Sometime, yeah.
I know.
But it has more natural and more, what's the word, cultivated gardens. And so I had a lot of chance to evaluate my feelings about them. Formal. They have a lot. There's some like formal Victorian garden in there. And give me the woodland garden.
Yeah.
Right. But I do think, I think that especially right now when where the idea of going out and getting stuff in the store is not very attractive because we're trying not to go outside. The idea that we can put together stuff that is not that from what we already have, to create some sort of solution or whatever the problem might be. It seems like I've been doing a lot of that, where I'm trying to think of how I can organize this better or contain that better, and thinking, what do I have?
Using what you have.
Yeah, using what we have. We should do an episode on that.
Yeah, we should. Wait. I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
Darn it. But that just made me think. I just looked down because I was thinking about the masks that I made, and I had it on earlier, and I didn't remember if I had it on or not. I looked down to see whether or not it was hanging on my chest. It's not. But that's what I did is I used fabric scraps that I had and thread, whether it matched or not, and just sort of took what I had, and they're definitely not stitched perfectly, and that's what they're great.
Yeah,
they do the job.
They do the job, and they're going to be, assuming you hang on to it in the coming years, that will be an artifact of a time, right? I mean, it will represent the time in all its imperfection.
Right.
It also makes me think of the Shannon, what's it called? The mending, visible mending.
Oh, visible mending. Yeah.
How you can take something that's torn and maybe too torn to be okay, and then just stitch over it in a way that's appealing, but probably not perfect because of what you're working with.
Right. Well, and you're highlighting
the imperfection.
What the hole or the problem. Like, you're not trying to hide the problem. You're emphasizing it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No wonder it reminded me of that. Yeah. I love that. I keep wanting to try that. Oh.
Yeah, me too. I've talked about it plenty of times.
Right. Yeah. Last year when I fell down in August, I ripped my pants, and I just stitched them imperfectly together because I didn't want to throw away they were new pants, of course. And I should try putting a heart or something over that what is now a really ugly seam on the knee of my pants.
I like that. I have some jeans. They're not like regular thick denim. They're kind of a thinner denim that has some lycra or something in it, and they're maybe made of something else. I don't know. They're sort of a weird material, but they snag really easy for my darling cat Cleo. Right. And so they have all these little snags in them. And I thought that it would be fun to do some sort of, there's just I think it's a Japanese style that is just sort of like running stitches of different lengths. Oh. So you're not really mending it, but they do it as mending, but it would be kind of a way to embellish them in such a way that all the snags in them becomes part of it, as opposed to, something I just look at and get annoyed by, that I have snags in my favorite jeans.
It's very cool. I love that idea. But what happens when she snags the embellishment? Then won't you get really mad at her? No? Okay.
No, because it literally is like a running stitch.
Oh.
And so if she snags it, then, I just pull it out, or I restitch it, or put a knot in it. Who cares? It just becomes part of the canvas.
Right. Yeah. That's excellent. Yeah.
Huh. It's yeah, and this also reminds me of, speaking of Japanese things, the Japanese I guess it's like a whole worldview of wabi sabi.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's sort of like the idea of finding beauty in things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete.
Oh, well, that, and when it has a Japanese word associated with it, that just makes it all the more, I don't know, important seeming. Imperfect,
Right.
impermanent, and incomplete. Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's the teacup with a chip that you turn into a planter or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And really, it is just a wonderful embracing of imperfect, which is all about, is kind of what this whole podcast is about. We could have named this podcast Wabi Sabi. That would have been a real winner.
Yeah, that would have been good, and not cultural appropriation.
Not at all. Totally. Yeah. Nobody would have thought it was bad.
Yeah. But there's this, I just keep thinking of so many places where just enjoying the natural imperfection of things is, it's like a relief almost.
Yes, a relief.
Do you know what I mean?
And just, it's like we can expend so much emotional energy or mental energy on fretting over imperfection in things.
Yes.
That to just accept it is just such a relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then to go the step beyond it and actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's like graduate level.
Right. Yes. Yes, yes. Well, I love this, that this idea came from Deborah, because her, just in that paragraph, I felt like she encapsulated so much, but in her work as a children's picture book author, she does that in, 3 words, or, it's crazy how much she can convey in very, very few words. And so I love the opportunity to make her name known to any of our listeners who've never read her stuff, because her stuff is excellent.
Oh, that's good. That's always fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you were talking about your garden, I was thinking about how this, being able to embrace imperfectionism is allowing me to enjoy imperfection, because I've been wanting to plant and I think I talked about this, I've been wanting to plant a vegetable garden, and we just did it, and it wasn't perfect. It wasn't even exactly what I had in mind, but we're already, like, my little peas are 2 inches tall, and the carrots are coming up, and the lettuce and the radishes, and it's far from perfect, but I just love going out there every day and looking to see, what's grown, and I'm not getting perfectionistic about weeding or anything, and just like enjoying it.
Yeah.
And it's so nice.
Oh, that's excellent. Did it not meet your expectations in terms of like the raised bed or something, or what you were able to plant?
Well, I didn't, I felt like I wanted to do a little more research about what to plant, and we didn't, in the past we've gotten different soil amendments, and we didn't, because of what's going on right now, there was a lot of things that we didn't want to do. And so we just went to Home Depot at 7:00 at night on a Sunday night. Oh, it was 7:00 Sunday night on Mother's Day. This is my Mother's Day present. So no one was there, and we just bought what they had, and we bought, bags of compost and manure from them instead of getting a load of it, and just, sort of did what we could do based on what we could get at Home Depot. And it wasn't ideal. It wasn't what I would have done had we had more options available to us, but it's fine. And so we're enjoying herbs already, and little shoots coming up, and there's some little green tomatoes.
Ah, that's excellent. So, yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah. And we did it with our second floor porch. I wanted to have plants out there, and this is the good part of having a spouse who is very much about good enough, and going with him, and he'll just be like, let's do this, and I'll be like, okay. And like, I find myself being like, well, I don't know if that's quite exactly what I want. And then it's like, oh, it's good enough. And so now we have planters on our porch full of beautiful flowers, and they just look great. And again, they're like, had I taken the time to do the research and had another place to go, I might have picked something else out, but this was what they had at Home Depot, and I love it.
Oh, that's great. Well, and that's right there with my limiting the choices so that it makes it easier to make a decision. You let Home Depot be your limiter. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's great. And so now I'm really enjoying it. And, they're like, I had noticed that a couple of the plants didn't survive transplanting, and it's okay. I'll just pull them out and the rest will fill in over time. And it's just really nice to sort of go out there and deadhead the flowers and just enjoy them. Listen to you. You're just like, you're on such a journey.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Because, we haven't had a vegetable garden for the last couple of years because we overthought it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, part of it was we thought we were going to do construction back there, and so it didn't make sense to plant in the raised beds that were going to get torn out. But then it was like, well, we're not building anything this summer, so let's have a garden.
Yeah, we'll work around a pandemic.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to say, I really do feel like I am way more in the space of enjoying good enough than wanting perfectionism, and that feels really good.
That's great. I bet it feels more relaxing too.
Oh, it's way more relaxing, and it's easier to enjoy stuff when you're not wishing it were different. Yeah.
Yay.
So thanks for being on the journey with me.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, I'm benefiting as well. I mean, I think about good enough all the time. So I feel more relaxed as well. It's great. Hopefully, folks who are listening are having the same benefit, or at least some of them.
Yes. We hope. Oh, I did happen to notice today, I will probably get these numbers totally wrong, but our podcast hit the charts in a couple of different countries.
Oh, yeah? Which countries?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Austria, we hit 63 in health and fitness podcasts.
Wow.
Is that random?
Yeah. It's delightfully random.
Yeah, and this thing tells you like, I think it's anything if you're like in the top 200 podcasts in the genre. Mm-hmm. And so in South Africa, we hit 53.
Wow.
And what other random countries do we have in here? Czech Republic, 136.
That's great. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun though, right?
Totally.
I love knowing that people are listening to us in other countries.
Me too. That's just fantastic. Thank you to the listeners in Austria, South Africa, and Czech Republic.
And every other country where you're listening to us. Right. So anything else to say about enjoying imperfection?
Just thank you to Deborah Underwood for letting us read her message and for her wisdom. And I'll also ask her permission to put the picture of her imperfect pavers in the show notes. I don't know if she'll say yes, but I will definitely put a link to her website.
Oh, that would be great. All right. Well, so what about you? How are you, our listeners, enjoying imperfection? You can let us know on our Facebook page, on Instagram at Getting to Good Enough, on Twitter at GTG Enough, or on our website, gettingtogoodenough.com, where you can leave a comment on the show notes for today's episode. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. I'm glad my garden's getting watered right now, too, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah. I appreciate that, too.